The Ringing Cedars, Book 1, Anastasia, Chapter 11, Advice from Anastasia, The Seed as Physician. Anastasia has stated, every seed you plant contains within it an enormous amount of information from the universe. Nothing made by human hands can compare with this information, either in size or accuracy. Through the help of these data, the seed knows the exact time, down to the millisecond, when it is to come alive, to grow, what juices it is to take in from the earth, how to make use of the rays of the celestial bodies, the sun, the moon, and the stars, what it is to grow into, what fruit to bring forth. These fruits are designated to sustain man's life. More powerfully and efficiently than any manufactured drug of the present or future, these fruits are capable of counteracting and withstanding any disease of the human body. But to this end, the seed must know about the human condition, so that during the maturation process, it can saturate its fruit with the right correlation of substance to heal a specific individual of his disease, if indeed he has it or is prone to it. In order for the seed of a cucumber, a tomato, or any other plant grown on one's plot to have such information, the following steps are necessary. Before planting, put into your mouth one or more little seeds. Hold them in your mouth under the tongue for at least 9 minutes. Then place the seed between the palms of your hands and hold it there for about 30 seconds. During this time, it is important that you are standing barefoot on the spot of earth where you will later be planting it. Open your hands carefully and raise the seed which you are holding to your mouth. Then blow on it lightly, warming it with your breath, and the wee little seed will know everything that is within you. Then you need to hold it with your hands open another 30 seconds, presenting the seed to the celestial bodies, and the seed will determine the moment of its awakening. The planets will all help it, and they will give it the sprouts of light they need to produce the fruit, especially for you. After that, you may plant the seed in the ground. In no case should you water it right off, so as not to wash away the saliva which is covering it, although along with other information about you that the seed will take in. It can be watered 3 days after planting. The planting must be done on the days appropriate for each vegetable. People already know this from the lunar calendar. In the absence of watering, a premature planting is not as harmful as an overdue planting. It is not a good idea to pull up all the weeds growing in the vicinity of the sprouts. At least one of each kind should be left in place. The weeds can be cut back. According to Anastasia, the seed is thus able to take in information about the person who plants it, and then, during the cultivation of its fruit, it will pick up from the universe and the earth the maximum amount of energies needed for a given individual. The weeds should not be disposed of completely, as they have their own appointed function. Some weeds serve to protect the plant from disease, while others give supplemental information. During the cultivation time, it is vital to communicate with the plant, and it is desirable to approach it and touch it during the full moon, at least during its initial growth period. Anastasia maintains that the fruit cultivated from the seed in this manner and consumed by the individual who cultivated it is capable not only of curing him of all diseases of the flesh whatsoever, but also of significantly retarding the aging process, rescuing him from harmful habits, tremendously increasing his mental abilities, and giving him a sense of inner peace. The fruit will have the most effective influence when consumed no later than 3 days after harvesting. The above-mentioned steps should be taken with a variety of plant species in the garden plot. It is not necessary to plant a whole bed of cucumbers, tomatoes in this manner. Just a few plants of each is enough. The fruit of plants grown like this will be distinguished from other plants of the same species, not only in taste. If analyzed, it will be seen that they are also distinct in terms of the substances they contain. When planting the seedlings, it is important to soften the dirt on the excavated hole with one's fingers and bare toes, and then spit into the hole. Responding to my question, why the feet? Anastasia explained that through the perspirations of one's feet come substances, toxins no doubt, containing information about bodily diseases. This information is taken in by the seedlings. They transmit it to the fruit, which will thus be enabled to counteract diseases. Anastasia recommended walking around the plot barefoot from time to time. What kind of plants should one cultivate? Anastasia replied, the same variety that exists in most garden plots is quite sufficient. Raspberries, currants, gooseberries, cucumbers, tomatoes, wild strawberries, and any kind of apple tree. Sweet or sour cherries and flowers would be very good too. It does not make a difference how many plants of each kind there are or how big their area of cultivation is. There are a few definites without which would be difficult to imagine a full energy microclimate. One of them is sunflowers, at least one plant. There should also be 1.5 or 2 square meters of cereal grains, rye or wheat, for example, and be sure to leave an island of at least 2 square meters for wild growing herbs, ones that are not planted manually. If you have not left any of them growing around your dacha, you can bring in some turf from the forest and thereby create an island of natural growth. I asked Anastasia if it were necessary to plant these definites directly in the plot, if there were already some wild growing herbs close by, say just beyond the fence, and this is how she responded. It is not just the variety of plants that is significant, but also how they are planted. The direct communication with them that allows them to take the information in they need. I have also told you about one of the methods of planting. That is the basic one. It is essential to infuse the little seed with yourself, or the little patch of nature surrounding you, with information about yourself. Then, only then will the healing effect and the life-giving support of your body be significantly higher than from the fruit alone. Out in the natural wilds, as you call them, and nature is not really wild, it's just unfamiliar to you, there are a great many of plants that can help us cure all, and I mean all, existing diseases. These plants have been designated for that purpose, but man has lost, or almost lost, the ability to identify them. So here's where she is. Above is where they were. Some pictures. There's the ship. This is a real, true story, or based on a true story. There he is. This is fascinating. The earth needs our help. The earth may be large, but it is most sensitive, and it feels the tender caresses of even a single human hand. Oh, how it feels and anticipates this touch. Russians yearning for contact with the earth took to their dacha plots with joyous enthusiasm. Because nothing can break man's communication with the earth, millions of pairs of humans' hands began touching the earth with love, and the earth felt this. It felt it very much. And the earth found new strength to carry on. This is from book 2, which this is still book 1. Here's a girl. It says, the meaning of life is to be found in truth, joy, and love. A 9-year-old child brought up in the natural world is far more accurate perception of creation than all the scientific institutions of your world. And then here's a Korean peace garden downtown Minneapolis. Like the Russian dachniks, community gardeners in America and elsewhere delight in creating spaces of beauty and love amid urban wastelands. No amount of roaring machines and senseless cataclysms devised by your technocratic world can nullify the embrace and kindness of the love from the hearts of its people. Through all the bustle and clamor of roaring machinery, they feel its tremendous power and grace. There's somebody drew that. And then I told Anastasia that we already have many specialized pharmacies which deal with healing herbs, just as there are many physicians and medicine men who make a profession out of herb treatment. And she replied, the chief physician is your own body. Right from the start, it was endowed with the ability to know which herb would be used and when, how to eat and breathe. It is capable of warding off disease even before its outward manifestation, and nobody else can replace your body, for this is your personal physician, given individually to you by God and personally only to you. I am telling you how to provide it with the opportunity to act beneficially on your behalf. If you make connections with the plants in your garden plot, they will take care of you and cure you. They will make the right diagnoses all by themselves and prepare the most effective medicine especially designed for you.